She stood helpless on the scorching runway, her private jet grounded and her million-dollar deal slipping away by the minute. The man who stepped out of the maintenance van didn't look like much. A lean, quiet mechanic in his late 30s with grease on his hands and calm in his eyes. But as he approached the jet, something about him caught her attention. He didn't even glance at her, only asked the co-pilot a few precise questions before vanishing into the underbelly of the aircraft. For 30 minutes, she paced, growing more furious, imagining the headlines, "Heiress loses billion-dollar contract because of technical failure." When she finally heard the engine roar back to life, she rushed to thank the man, but he was already walking away, wiping his hands on a rag. "Wait!" she called, but he just lifted a hand over his shoulder and kept walking toward his truck. That should have been the end of it. But when she boarded the jet and glanced at the folded note on her seat, just a scrap of paper smeared with oil, it stopped her cold. It read, "Sometimes it's not just the jet that's broken." The words stuck with her for the entire flight, and something inside her, something she hadn't admitted even to herself, cracked. That night, when she finally landed, she didn't go to the gala. Instead, she sat alone in her hotel room, scrolling through social media until she found him. His name was Jake, a single father, a mechanic working 2 jobs. The next morning, she went back to that lonely airfield. He didn't even see her until she was standing right behind him, holding her phone, recording. "You fixed my jet," she said, her voice shaking. "Now let me fix your life." Before he could protest, she started streaming live. In tears, she told her millions of followers about the quiet man who saved her deal, the man who left her a note that saved her spirit. Donations poured in within minutes, enough to pay off his debts, enough to send his daughter to college, enough to finally give him the rest he never asked for. The video went viral overnight. When she handed him her phone later, showing the flood of comments and donations, his hands trembled. He whispered, "You didn't have to." She smiled through her own tears. "Neither did you, but you did." And the world watched, in millions, as a broken jet fixed 2 broken hearts. Shorter, stronger version. On a blazing runway, her private jet failed minutes before her billion-dollar meeting. He appeared, just a quiet, grease-stained mechanic, and fixed it without a word. When she turned to thank him, he was already gone, leaving behind only a note. "Sometimes it's not just the jet that's broken." The words hit her harder than she expected. That night she found him, a struggling single father, and streamed their reunion live. She shared his story with her millions of followers, tears in her eyes, as donations poured in.